Hello Internet, day 62. I'm looking at yesterday's video just to check the day's numbers. I'm looking really tired, aren't I? I am shattered. It's these early mornings, it really is. So I'm at Anglia Ruskin today, just finished Tuesday, week 2 of my teaching. Had got up at like 6:30 this morning to get here. Was up late last night. Had a bit of broken sleep. Got some things troubling going on in my life at the moment, which is good fun. No, not really. But it was a good day teaching. So Tuesdays I teach one group of first years and then 2 groups of second years, and it's great to see the second years. To see the students again, because obviously I taught them last year, and realise also that this is sort of my 3rd full year of teaching ARU, although 4 years ago I started teaching halfway through this semester, 4 years ago. And we completely changed the radio modules. The first, the second, third year modules actually being relaunched next semester. It's had a year out. And my colleague Joanna is actually relaunching that module. First year module changed completely actually. So when I first started teaching it 4 years ago, the students were basically being taught vox popping and putting like news bulletins together, and I think, was that about it? Maybe using some music in there as well, like rapping or something. I'm not sure. And we had, it was getting interesting, it was getting balanced feedback, not great, not necessarily negative, but what was the thing was the retention of numbers from the first to the second year. So 3 years ago, Joanna and myself rewrote the first year module to be much more a taster of radio, and actually it's renamed this year to Introduction to Radio and Audio Production. So looking at, so there's 2 weeks on editing. In fact, actually, that was the week I did this week, was basic introduction to editing. 2 weeks on editing, including sound effects. We look at the wider industry. We look at Radar and media.info, Radio Today, career progression, that sort of stuff. Work experience, that sort of thing. What the local, talk about community radio, different types of radio. That's next week's actually. We look at scripting, we look at compliance and legal stuff. One thing we brought in was a radio diary, which the students don't necessarily like, but they do feedback at the end saying, look, we didn't like doing it, but we can agree why we need to do it, and it's a thing. So we get them to do a radio diary where they actually have to listen to 1 mandatory thing a week and 2 optional pieces. They can pick whatever they want, but they have to do about an hour's worth of listening a week. Because it's a practical module, they don't have to read chapters and chapters of books, but we still expect them to do something, and it helps broaden their horizon. So for example, last week's listening that they had to do between last week and this week was The Revenge by Andrew Sachs, which is a 20-something odd minute, I think it's about 28 minutes long, thriller, radio drama, done in the 1970s, but has no dialogue, so it's telling an entire story just using sound. Sound effects and wild track and stuff like that. And then this week we'll actually talk to them about it, which is, it's a really good piece of audio actually. And if you're a radio person and you haven't heard it, you need to go and listen to it. I think if you Google Andrew Sachs Revenge, it comes up as a SoundCloud thing that someone's uploaded, probably illegally, 3 or 4 records down. But I really love teaching ARU. My long-term aim would be to be doing more teaching at Anglia Ruskin University, maybe other universities, maybe even become an academic. I don't think I've spoken on my vlog actually before, but I'm really keen to do a master's to help progress and develop me in that sense. So anyway, I'm shattered. I'm going to pop over to the Cambridge Freshers' Fair and see how the American football team has got on today, because I think it's still open for a little bit. And I love your faces. And so here's an interesting tip. I know there's a few radio people and a few academics and stuff that read this vlog, or watch this vlog. Whilst I may have had conversations with you before, there's the question. Comment below of, if you were to teach first years about radio, what would be the one thing you would make sure you taught them? So go to YouTube and put that down below, and I will see you tomorrow.